Hi guys, welcome to week 19, our penultimate week of our online series. This week our epic tune is probably the most epic one we've got in the folder, I'd say. Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin. So I'm going to introduce a couple of different things that you can have a go at in this, but there are more simple ways just to strum through. The chords aren't too tricky at all, it's just lots of rhythmical things, lots of anticipated beats, and some finger picking things that you can put in if you want to. Okay, so we'll start at the beginning. Let's just first of all check the E chord. That's probably the only one that we need to have a quick look at on this first section. So E, index finger here, which is the second fret of the A string, and then you need to squish your three fingers in to the top three strings of the fourth fret. Now I know some of you like to do E like this up here, but I'm afraid that won't work for this particular piece because we want the iconic introduction and finger picking section to the first couple of verses to follow along like they do on the original, and if you pop this higher inversion of the E up here, you'll end up having this high pingy note and it won't flow correctly. So have a quick listen to this first section. This is what we're going to be doing. So if you had put the higher E in, it would have gone. It doesn't follow that note that moves along the bottom. That's the little melody line that we want, because it goes along with the tune. The lady who's sure, da 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 da, goes along, okay? So, the picking pattern, not as complicated as it sounds. It sounds very tricky, but actually on the uke, it's nice and straightforward. It works really nicely. So make sure you've got one finger for each for each string here for the picking. So thumb on the top one, index finger on the C string, middle finger on the E string, ring finger on the A string. And very simply, we start with a graduated full chord pick. So we've done full chord picks before, which we'll be doing through here, which is when you pick all four strings at the same time to get that chord sound. So the same sound you get with the four strings strummed, but it's a full chord pick. To pick them evenly, we don't want to twang out one louder than the other. Full chord pick, okay? So that's coming in a minute, but how I'm starting each of these chords for this first section is to do a full chord pick, but in a kind of graduated way. So you start with the thumb and you lead it down, so it kind of spreads the chord. Motion, that's what I'm doing. But to tempo, you can hardly hear the difference. Just spreads the sound a bit more. I mean, if that is something that you need to work on, that's totally fine. You could just do a full chord pick, or you could even do a strum in the beginning of each pick, but it does mean that your hand's kind of out of place. It's a bit more of a mission to get those picks in. So yeah, so there's three options: full chord pick, A, pick, pick, I'll show you what happens next, B, full chord, graduated full chord pick, bang, bang, that's the one that I'm going to do, bang, 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 or a strum. Which does sound great, but it's trickier to get your fingers back up in time for the next bit, the pick. Okay, so that's the first beat, that's what happens. It's one of those options, full, graduated, or strum. Then hopefully you can see what all I was doing was actually moving down the strings. So on that A minor, then I'm on the C string. That's all I'm doing for that first chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's sort of like four things are happening, four picks if you like, but that first one is a full one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exactly the same on the E chord. Exactly the same on the C chord, exactly the same on the D chord, okay? The difference is when we get to the F is that we get to hold it on for twice as long, so we need to do a bit extra on that one. So you do the first thing the same, but then I'm pausing here, just like we did on Hotel California, and I think at some points on Space Oddity when we're doing the finger picking the bridge. Pausing after that A string before coming back again. So F. Okay, you can either do exactly what we did for California, or you can come down again. I think what I tend to do is I'm doing the 3 picks again, so I'm doing a slight pause, just so it fills it in a little bit more. So that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, rest, 2, 3, 4. If you want to do that, or you can stick to that Hotel California one, which is back up again. You know, there's no set rule. The main thing that we really want to get through this is that moving note that goes along, that I showed you earlier on. So dum, 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 and that comes in with the chords that we're playing and the timing. So whether you go up and down on that F, it's your choice. We're then finishing on the G, A minor, A minor. I wrote 2 out there, so you know that you've got to play it twice in succession. So we go G, A minor, bam, bam, bam. Okay, so let me slow motion play that whole section for you. It's basically the first 3 lines, and they come back again a couple of times. Bam, ba, da. Oh, sorry, the full chord pick. Bam, ba, da, E, C, D, F, pause, and G, A minor, and then it's exactly the same again. So that section comes back loads of times. If you don't want to do the picking pattern, that's absolutely fine. If you just want to strum through the chords, straight downward strums, counting very carefully. So 2 beats on the A minor, nice, slow and steady. 2 on the E, 2 on the C, 2 on the D, and 4 on the F. 1, 2, 3, 4, G, A. Try and get A minors. Try and get that timing with that though, even if you're strumming. When she gets there, she knows. Okay, so you can do that all the way through. When we get to the last line of that first section, the oohs bit, I'm just rolling down the chord with a pick. So C, D, F, A minor. I'm literally just going down 1, 2, 3, 4, thumb, index, middle, ring, rolling down those chords. Stairway to, and then when we get to G, D, D, it's that same heaven, full chord, or if you're strumming. Okay, so all of those chords with 2 beats along there until you get to that. Okay, the next section is exactly the same. There's a sign on the wall, and it takes you down through. After Misgiven, we basically get the introduction again. We get to do that little run through again. Okay, so that's the first section. The next bit we have this little instrumental break. Now I've written out the chords for the amount of times that you play them with a downward strum. It's the timing that's interesting. Okay, so I'll show you how it goes and then we'll have a look at it. So it's going to go. To learn that, I think, is by listening, because we're not writing out the musical notation. Not everyone reads musical notation. By listening and rewinding and playing that little demo over again, you'll get it. It's a lot of offbeat chords. So we start in on the 1, starting the 1, 1, 2. The first D's are all in, so 1 and 2 and D, nice and straight there. But then the rest of the chords in this next bit until the end come in on the offbeat or in between. So if my head's doing the beat, okay, the chords are coming in between. So my head will do the beat. See if you can fit those chords in. 2, 3, 4. Okay, the C, C, D, D at the end there. playing along to it with the timing. I'm not going to go into numbers and counting and stuff because I think it overcomplicates it. Okay, but it's that da ga da ga ba 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 da ga dum. Okay, lots of those in between beats. And then we've got 4 beats. Ooh, and it makes me wonder. We're into a nice steady straight downward strum now. So you could just mark through 4 beats on each. 4 beats on the G. Maybe with a few extra straight ups and downs at the end, like we've practiced a lot now. The next section has got the same melody line. But we're going to strum gently through it. So we don't want to build the strum too soon because it's a lot more going on in the second page with the strum rhythm. So I'm just pretty much doing downward strums with a little bit more in between. So we get 2 beats on the C, 2 beats on the G, 4 on the A minor, 2 on the C, 2 on the G, and then like we had earlier on with that rhythm, F, A minor. So I'm doing F, A. So I haven't actually written it in twice there because it's not essential, but it does work really nicely. So let me just demo how that fits with the words. There's a feeling I get when I look to the west, and my spirit is crying for leaving. Okay, so I'm doing that. Then I'll carry on the strum. Okay, it's 4 beats on that A minor altogether. That line again, C for 2, G for 2, A minor. So the F and the A minor combined are 4 beats, okay, all the way through that section. We then have the same instrumental break. Twice, and the oh it makes me wonder, oh it makes me wonder. Next section is the same as the section you've just done. 2 beats on a C, and it's whispered that soon if we all call the tune. 4 on the A minor, and so forth. Same. And then you'll see in brackets we've got that again. Times 2. We just don't have the words over the top of it. After it, sorry. Oh, it makes me wonder. The next bit, if there's a bustle in your hedgerow, so it's very similar. But we've just got a slight change. We don't do the F A minor, we do a G A minor. So 2 beats on the C. There's a bustle in your hedgerow, don't be around now. So it's 2, 2, 4, and you can build the strum a little bit more here. It gets a little bit more funky. It's just a sprinkling for the making. Okay, so the G to the A minor. Again, I'm doing that anticipated jump bump. It's still just 4 beats. Okay. If you're struggling to get that timing in there, the da da, you could just do a 4 beat A minor. That's fine, and work towards that sort of extra anticipated feel. Next bit's the same. Still time to change the road you're on. We've got the same repeated C. Wonder, 4 beats on each, and it makes me wonder. Next section is the same again. Your head blooming and it won't go because you don't know. 2 beats, 2 beats, 4 beats. The blackbird's calling you to join him. Same thing, that little G in on that 4 beat bar. And then we finish that section. Stairway lies on the whispering. Fun bit. So the chords D sus2, okay, top 2 strings of the 2nd fret, or feels like the top string. Some people call these the top, some people call these the top. feels like the top of the ukulele. So the G string, the C string, the second fret, that's a D sus2. You then need to have your ring finger super ready to jump on and play the D. And then your little finger super ready to jump onto the E string, 3rd fret, to play the sus4. Okay, so it goes D sus2, D, D sus4 in rather quick succession. Okay, so what I'm doing there to make sure that I can get them nice and quickly, I've got to coordinate my fingers here, down, up, down. Okay, so the sus2 is on a down, the D is on an up, the sus4 is on a down. So I can build it up to tempo. That's what we're aiming for. Down, up, down. Okay, and the timing of that is 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And then we're straight into anticipating D, 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 A minor for 4 beats. Let's do it again. 2, 3, 4. Down, down, up, up, down. Okay, so those D's jump in straight away after the sus4, and they are in between offbeats. Ba, 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 down. By the time you've got the A minor 7, which is your open strings, that's on the first beat, the next bar. Okay, so let me demonstrate that again. Have a go at playing along. If you can't get those sus4s along quick enough, don't worry about it, just join in on the last section. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Straight out of that section, we're into our big ending. So it's 2 beats on the A minor, 2 beats on the G, 2 beats on the F, and really rock out. The emphasis on the downward strums on the beats, but you could put loads of juggas in between, ups and downs. And that's exactly the same all the way through until we get to where it says pause. So we've just done our last A minor. We'll just do a single F the very last time. And she's buying a stairway to heaven. I'm just doing a single pick roll through the strings, the F, the G, and the A minor. If you want to finish it off in a really cool way, you then do a single pick on the 7th fret, A string, and then the 12th fret, the A string, and that finishes you off. Buying a stairway to heaven. Get a lovely little ping at the end there to finish it off. Good. Okay. I don't think there's anything else that I need to show you. So obviously feel free to go back again through this a couple of times if you need to. And then enjoy playing along. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold, and she's buying a stairway to heaven. When she gets there, she knows if the stores are all closed, with a word she can get what she came for. She's buying a stairway to heaven. There's a sign on the wall, but she wants to be sure, 'cause you know sometimes words have two meanings. In a tree
sings. Sometimes all of our thoughts are misgiven.
Thanks guys, have a great week. I'll see you for our final instalment, week 20 next week. Thank you.